In all honesty, EVs aren't as popular as many people had hoped. Their high price, long charging times, and limited range are all problems caused by one singular issue: batteries. However, Tesla has just announced a new battery that will fix all of these problems and start a new EV revolution. Let's meet Tesla's Diamond nuclear battery and look at what makes it such an impressive new addition to the world of EVs. But first, let's talk about what diamond batteries are and why they're so impressive. Nuclear diamond batteries, also called diamond batteries, are a proposed type of battery that uses radioactive energy and man-made diamonds to make electricity. The idea behind this is that the batteries will be simpler to make and will be under much less stress, which will make them last longer and be more reliable. The batteries will use the radioactive isotope carbon-14, which is known for breaking down over time. As time goes on, the carbon-14 isotope starts breaking down even more, creating beta radiation. This is where man-made diamonds come in. Because of how they are structured, diamonds are great at absorbing radiation, so they will easily take in the beta radiation that the isotope gives off. When the beta radiation interacts with the diamond, it turns into electricity. It creates a small amount of electricity, and because carbon-14 decays very slowly, this process can technically last as long as the half-life of the radioactive isotope. This means that these batteries can last unbelievably long times and will almost never need to be charged, solving the long-standing problem of EV range and autonomy. They are also impossible to damage or break, even with regular use. Damage to the battery's mechanical parts will make it less powerful or useless. But this is true for all batteries. These batteries will also have a positive effect on both the economy and the environment. For starters, if a battery doesn't need to be replaced for hundreds of years, it means that these batteries can be recycled from an older vehicle and put into a newer one. They are also much more eco-friendly to make because they don't need highly polluting industrial excavation and filtering to be made. Finally, the energy density of these batteries can theoretically reach numbers that are tens to hundreds of times higher than regular batteries. Elon Musk is one of the companies that is experimenting with them. Elon Musk recently said that Tesla has had some problems, mostly with the Giga Texas factory. He said that the Model Y just can't be made quickly and efficiently enough, which turned the multi-billion-dollar factory into a money pit for the company. Musk says that the problem starts with the fact that 4,680 battery production is still having serious problems. Drew Baglino had been with the company since the beginning and was in charge of the 4,680 battery. Elon also told the whole team working on the battery that they would all be fired by the end of the year if it wasn't fixed, but there were no real signs that it was getting much better until now. Also, ecologists have started to hate lithium because making a lithium battery releases a lot of CO2 and is very bad for the environment, so Elon has started looking for an alternative to both the 4680 battery and lithium-ion batteries in general. Musk has recently become interested in diamond nuclear batteries and has said that he wants to learn more about them and make them better. The diamond nuclear battery from Tesla, Elon, has realized that if Tesla doesn't come up with a completely new type of battery, the company may not last as long or may have to rely too much on its competitors. Toyota, Tesla, and Salt are all working hard to make lithium-ion battery alternatives that have a higher user potential. Toyota's solid-state battery is the most well-known of these, but even it has been having some problems because it relies on lithium. This is why Tesla, with Musk at the helm, is currently testing diamond nuclear batteries, which would allow Tesla's models to offer enough power. Imagine having a car that could go for a long time without needing to be charged. Wouldn't that be great? Another great thing about these batteries is that they don't need to be charged. This means that you won't be polluting the environment by charging your battery, and there wouldn't be any infrastructure for electric cars. Imagine if Tesla came out with the first functional diamond nuclear battery. They would be responsible for stopping one of the biggest causes of the greenhouse effect, and Elon would probably be the richest person who ever lived or will ever live if they got a patent on it. You see, the almost infinite charge and potential of nuclear batteries is good for both Tesla and Elon's other company, SpaceX. This is because these batteries don't need to be charged very often and can recharge over time by letting the carbon-14 isotope decay and its beta radiation be absorbed by the diamonds. This would make them a fail-safe way to power spacecraft, especially ones that will be used on longer trips. However, that brings us to the bad things about diamond nuclear batteries. These batteries have huge problems that are very hard to fix, even though they sound great in theory. You see, even though nuclear batteries have a high energy density and are great at providing consistent and low power energy, they struggle horribly to provide the high power output needed for EVs, which is one of the main reasons why they aren't widely used or developed for this purpose just yet. However, fixing or getting around these problems is a very complicated process that takes a lot of time. Also, most people are skeptical about both nuclear energy and having a battery that is almost completely radioactive sitting under your buttocks. But don't worry, these batteries are made to be as safe as possible because diamonds are great at keeping radiation in. The most important thing in these layers is moving towards cells that use alpha particle. Emitting alpha particles from isotopes are easy to stop, even with a piece of paper, and our skin would also stop them from doing any harm. However, breathing them in could be fatal, and even though these batteries will be well tucked in, a serious collision could cause the driver and people around them to breathe in alpha particles. That being said, batteries that use beta particles are not only safer than these batteries, but they are also less harmful to your health than both lithium-ion batteries and internal combustion engines. This is because they don't have any moving parts like a nuclear reactor, so there is no chance of the battery overheating. Finally, and most importantly, these batteries will never be cheap, which makes them look bad. The biggest problem with lithium-ion batteries is that they are very expensive and keep the price of electric vehicles, EVs, very high. It doesn't make sense to buy a cheap-to-run vehicle if you're going to pay 50% more for it than a regular vehicle. The same is true for nuclear batteries. If our standard of living keeps going up, and we start growing as a society as a whole, then these batteries will have a place for us. But that isn't happening right now, so that's why we don't think they will be used, at least not in EVs, despite all the hype. That being said, we're sure that as soon as Elon makes a working version of it, he'll start putting it on his SpaceX spacecraft. In this case, nuclear batteries make a lot of sense, because they would let us keep power and communication going with different spacecraft, especially intergalactic and interstellar ones, for decades or even centuries at a time. But for now, the EV won't benefit from these batteries. Instead, we can look forward to fast improvements in lithium-ion and other types of batteries that are already on the market, like Toyota's solid-state battery.